In this presentation, I'll cover the structure and function of the digestive system, including the buccal cavity, the esophagus, stomach, duodenum, pancreas, liver, gallbladder, small intestine, large intestine, kidneys, and the body's enzymes and digestive juices. So initially, when food is eaten, it will be chewed up by the teeth in the mouth or the buccal cavity. Saliva in the mouth contains amylase, which starts the process of breaking down foods. Amylase breaks down the carbs. Once food is chewed properly, it's swallowed and travels down the esophagus, aided by peristalsis, where the wave-like muscular contraction moves food down the tube-like muscle down to the stomach. Within the stomach, or which is also known as an acid bath, there is a mixture of hydrochloric acid, among other things, and protease. Protease is a second enzyme, and this breaks down the proteins in the food that's eaten to separate it into the 20 amino acids. Once all that is left is to break down the fats, the food will travel through the duodenum to the small intestine. The food enters the small intestine, and it is all the nutrients are taken from it, removed, and it's also known as a NutriBullet. Its the main function of the small intestine is to absorb the nutrients and minerals from food, and this is where the fat is primarily broken down, where bile, which is created and stored in the liver, will break down the lipid cells, and they'll be digested completely through the small intestine. The small intestine, the chyme from the stomach, which is the food that has been chewed up and through the stomach acid, is made into a pure liquid. Once the chyme has been broken down, once the fat in the chyme has been broken down and is completely liquid, the excess bile is passed to the gallbladder. Absorption ends and excretion begins when the chyme goes through the cecum from the small intestine to the large intestine. The large intestine absorbs all of the water and therefore leaves a solid, just a solid part of the bad toxins. And this is then the rectum will then send a message to the brain saying that the body is ready to get rid of this waste product. And as an extra note, the kidneys serve the purpose of purifying the blood and removing any toxins left within it, as well as the blood, the water taken from the chyme, and the bacteria and bad products is then purified by the kidneys as well.